The Varsity Sports Show presents the Sabercat Report with Saguaro High School baseball coach Joe Mickey. And now, here's the Sabercat Report.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show, and as my friend Jeremy introduced, it is the Sabercat Report with the Saguaro baseball coach Joe Mickey. Coach Mickey, how are you, sir?
I'm well, Vince. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Coach, before you jump off at the end of the segment here, I got to talk to you about. I got a little beef with you about something that happened to me at the game yesterday. We'll bring that up here in a minute. But before that, I want to introduce our broadcast team that have been covering you guys. They're great guys, and Ryan Sikora, who is a senior at Pinnacle High School, he'll be enrolling in the Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU next year in the fall, and he's been helping us out. And now he is an on-air talent for us and doing color at your games. And Sammy Rivera, who currently is a Cronkite student out at ASU. And Sammy does play-by-play. Gentlemen, Sammy, Ryan, how are you, sir? Sirs?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Vince.
There's Sammy. All right, there's Ryan. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm going to turn this over to you. Fire away your questions at Coach Mickey. Leave no stone unturned. He's ready for it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and start.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, with the rankings that released this week, how much, if at all, do you really, pay attention to those?
Oh, that's a great question. If I was lying, I would be lying to you if I said that we didn't pay attention at all. I mean, these kids have so much information out there that it's important. It kind of gives you a little bit of idea where you're at as a program. Obviously, you're trying to compete to be in the, our goal is always to be a top 10 program. Top 16 this year, make it to the state playoffs. So it's important to kind of know where you're at as far as what you're gauging, and what your goals are. So it is important, but I try to remind the guys all you can control is the next game. And so sometimes we get too wrapped up in studying that stuff and worrying about the what ifs, and you just need to make sure you control what's right there in front of you and prepare for the next opportunity and not so much the final result. But they are important, and they are part of what makes our whole state system what it is. And so if you weren't paying attention to it, you'd be doing a disservice. So it's a balance, but a great question, and definitely part of what makes our season fun.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Right, and piggybacking off Sammy's questions on the rankings, I was wondering, obviously every team every year goes into a season trying to set goals for themselves and really have a set guideline, have set goals for what they want to do throughout the season. Are those rankings, are they kind of part of your goals, or do you have goals that are sort of more game oriented?
Well, they're definitely. I mean, we set our sights on a region title, and that usually is the standard that we want to go with every year. If we're winning our region, or right there at the top of it, we're finding ourselves in a good situation. As far as rankings in a I'd say a typical year, right, the top 8 usually get a bye, so we're always trying to be a top 8 team, competing for one of those bye spots or a first round host game. And so that's definitely all part of absolutely the rankings playing into what our goals are as a program going into the year, because that's kind of the short-term goal is taking care of that business and setting the tone for the state playoff push.
And Coach, just with these, you had a couple longer road trips this week. What types of things do you say to your team to keep them engaged and ready to play on those types of trips?
Yeah, that's definitely a road warrior week for us. A couple trips up to Prescott, and the things that you just remind them of is we kind of go with the business trip mentality. We enjoy getting on the bus. We get out of school a little early, still have to take care of our work in the classroom. But it's a business trip. We're up there to execute and hopefully play good baseball. Early in the week, I think the hardest part is we probably felt like we gave one away. Prescott was a little bit more of a small ball team and had a couple plays that went their way late in that game. And so really the mindset of our team was how we kind of responded to that adversity. We knew Bradshaw was really good, and they were going to be as tough, if not tougher. When you look at the rankings, they were in the top 10. And so we knew we had our work cut out for us coming off of a game we thought we should have won. But we, that mindset, I think, speaks volumes about our character. and how we kind of answered that call and finished the week the way we thought we were capable of. And so it was a good tone setter after a couple long bus trips to come away with a win and feel good about rolling into region play next week.
Coach, before we transition to our player guest, Junior Thomas DeCesaro, I got to tell you something. So our broadcast team, producer Edwin Rodriguez, and then obviously Ryan and Sammy, we got there yesterday afternoon. We set up. We had a little miscue with the audio initially, but we got it straightened out. And we were trying to find access. Where's the best place to film, to place our cameras? So we asked you, Coach, is this a good spot, right along the first baseline there? What do you think? Is there any chance I'll get hit by a ball? You said, absolutely not. You are safe here. You are good to go. Just stay right here. So we did that. Come to find late in the bottom of the seventh inning, I'm getting ready to start packing up pretty soon. Game's almost over. You guys secured a win. And all of a sudden, I hear the crack of a bat and this line drive. It's like slow motion. It's coming right at me. And I say, oh, my, you know what? And it nails me right in the calf. And my headset goes one way. My glasses go the other way. I see kids in your dugout laughing. And you yell, are you okay? Are you okay? And I just kind of put a thumb up as I'm trying to get the imprint of the threads of the baseball out of my calf. So, Coach, you're responsible for this injury, Coach.
Vince, I felt horrible. I do want to be careful, though, in saying absolutely not. I always be careful on game days, even when I go over rules or when we're going over the grounds of the field. Because every time on the baseball field you see something that it's like the odds of that happening are slim to none. But it happened to find you late in the morning. Holy cow, man! I'm glad you were okay. I'm glad it didn't hit anywhere higher and anything.
No,
like that.
I was more worried about the camera. I'm glad it didn't hit the camera. So anyway.
Absolutely, and to that point, I do want to just say, our parents and the fan base, they're just hats off to you guys. It's really been an awesome thing just to be able to promote our guys and just follow baseball in the Valley, and so our parents and then the people who have been tuning in. Just have nothing but kudos to you guys for what you're doing and how you're going about doing it, and really appreciate you making the road trip. I know you it was a little bit of a few obstacles, so you guys handle it like pros and just really top shelf all around. So just wanted to say thank you on that end from our fans.
Thank you. Saguaro Sabercats head baseball coach Joe Mickey. Coach, thank you. We are going to transition real quickly here to one of your juniors on your squad, Thomas DeCesaro. Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
Having me today.
All right. Do you go by Tommy, Thomas, Tom? What do you go by?
I go by Thomas and Ches. It's a little easier than DeCesaro.
Got it. All right. So the guys, the broadcast team, have some questions for you. Sammy, you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, sure. So the last time we broadcast the game last week, you were also pitching, and early on, as well as yesterday, kind of fell behind early in games. I was just curious, by the end of the games, you get your footing and you finish a lot stronger. What do you do to keep your composure on the mound when you fall behind early?
I know it's going to be a long game. When I go out there, I know I'm going to throw 5 or 6 innings, so one inning isn't going to affect me. I know my team's going to pick me up, so it's just getting over that. Like, I can't do everything myself. I got to let my teammates help me out and do that. It makes me feel good knowing that the guys I have behind me have my back. So it gives me some composure, lets me compete on the mound and do my thing.
Ryan, what do you got? Go ahead.
Not only your teammates have your back, but what's it like to have the fans that seem to really travel up to Prescott Valley yesterday really, really well? What's that like to have parents and fans who come up with the team on travels and really support the program?
Oh, it almost felt like a home game. You guys were up there. We had a lot of parents up there, and we had a fun time on the bus. It was a good time. I'm glad we travel well. The dugout, we always bring the energy, so it's fun. I was talking about with a couple guys yesterday. We are a dangerous team, and it's going to be a fun rest of the year.
And a dangerous team for sure. And I guess my next question would be, when you face a team like Bradshaw Mountain, who you probably came in on the long bus trip and knew it was going to be a tough one, how's your preparation different from an away game and a home game, or like when you're pitching, for instance, versus when you're not?
Pitching, I pitch. Usually I'm in the mindset that I need to go out, throw strikes, keep my pitch count low, and give my team the best opportunity to win. So preparing for that, it's just mental. For games I'm not pitching, just got to do my thing at third base, help out the guy at the mound, and just try to get a win. I mean, we treat every team the same. They're going to go out, compete. Everyone can beat everyone. I think early in the year we've shown that. So we just got to approach baseball.
Awesome. Junior Thomas DeCesaro. Thomas, thank you so much. Two-sport athlete, 4.8 GPA. How do you do that, man? Wow. Anyway, Thomas DeCesaro. Go ahead, Tom.
There's another kid on the team, Miles Crutchley. His is a little higher than mine. I'm a competitor. In the classroom, it's the same way. I don't think I'd have as good as grades if I wasn't trying to compete with him. I'm still trying to pass him, but not close yet. So I just view everything in life as a competition, and that's what drives me.
Thank you. Thomas DeCesaro, Saguaro Sabercats here on the Sabercat Report. Gentlemen, Ryan, Sammy, thanks for joining us. We'll be back with the Jag Nation, Canyon View High School baseball coach Nick Swanson and broadcaster Derek Diesner, along with sophomore Connor Madison. Come back after the break.